you should be happy as fuck.
What's up, my hippies? It's me, Emily, and today I'm talking about my self-love journey and the struggles along the way. So normally I enjoy making vegan videos. I love talking about veganism and the products that I love. I love tasting new vegan products, but I also am very invested in mental health and self-love, self-care, and so I am going to be putting some of those videos on my channel and kind of alternating between the vegan videos and those. Those are just videos that I enjoy doing myself. So I've been on this self-love journey for about a year that I've been working with a therapist and really diving into having self-love and knowing really what self-love is. I thought I knew what self-love was before I started going to therapy, but it turns out all the ideas that I had on self-love were not accurate. My therapist has given me exercises, basically like homework on what I can do to practice self-love, and I have been working on that with her, which has been helping. I definitely would say that I have a deeper understanding of what self-love is now than I did a year ago, which is awesome. Never thought that I would get to that point. It kind of started with my mindset. So the reason why I chose to go to therapy was I felt like I needed to change. I had a friend that had passed away from suicide, and I had a really deep connection with her story, with the fact that she committed suicide. It just kind of hung over my head, and I realized that if I continued down the path that I was on, that there was a possibility that I could end up going down the path that she went down. My brain was not feeling healthy. I wanted to make a change. So that was the first time in my life that I really felt like I needed to do this. I don't think I would have done it had I not had those feelings. One of the first things that my therapist was working with me on was my inner voice and how I spoke to myself. I realized very quickly by talking with her that I didn't have high self-esteem and that I didn't really love myself. I wasn't really caring for myself the way that someone who loves themselves should be caring for themselves. I was talking really badly to myself. I was saying things on the daily like I was a failure, I wasn't good enough, that I was doing everything wrong, that my life was never going to amount to anything. She made me sit there and write down a list of all the negative thoughts in my head, and it was a huge list. And then she made me read them out loud to myself, and then she read them to me as if she was my voice talking to me. And I realized like how much it actually hurt my feelings to hear that coming from somebody else, and not really realizing how much it hurt my feelings to say it to myself, and the fact that I said those things to myself on a daily basis over and over and over again. Of course I was gonna feel like everything that I was listing in my head. Of course I was gonna feel like a failure. Of course I was going to feel like I would never amount to anything, because that's what I led myself to believe. That's what I told myself. So changing my inner voice was huge, and it was the first step that really led me to where I'm at now. I originally went into therapy for, family issues, past trauma, trying to heal that. And my therapist is the one that made me realize that I can't really fix the past. I can't really change everything that happened to me, but I can change how I view myself. I can change how I handle certain situations now and practice that now and better my future. And I wasn't not expecting at all to try to work on my self-love and my self-care at all. I then realized like how much I needed to work on really loving myself, and that really became my main focus with therapy. Another thing that she went through with me was accepting my emotions. For the longest time, pretty much my whole entire life, I had felt like I wasn't allowed to have certain emotions, that I wasn't allowed to be sad and I wasn't allowed to be angry, and that it was a bad thing if I was feeling sad, and it was a bad thing if I was feeling angry, and that I always should be happy. That was what I told myself. That's not really realistic. So we are all human. We all come with a plethora of different emotions, and we're all going to feel those emotions. Hello, Inside Out. Love that movie. But we are human. That's kind of how we're built. We're built with all these different emotions. And one thing that she taught me was it's okay to have emotions. That was the first time that I kind of understood when someone has said, like, it's okay. You know, like when you're crying or when you're angry, someone comes up to you and they say, it's okay, it's okay. And you're just like, no, it's not okay, it's not okay. Because you're thinking that they're talking about the situation, when in reality, I think they're talking about, like, it's okay that you're feeling this way. No one has ever said that to me. No one has ever said it's okay to feel angry or it's okay to feel sad. I never once thought that it was okay to have feelings like that. I've always thought that you needed to hide your sadness and hide your anger and fix it really fast and not let anyone see it. And and my therapist worked with me on that. She told me that it is okay to feel and to be human. So instead of being hard on myself for being upset that day or being sad that day, I started telling myself, like, it's okay that you're sad right now. It's okay that you're angry right now. It's okay that you're anxious right now. That was the first step into my emotions and acknowledging that, yes, I am sad, I am angry, I am anxious, and then kind of doing resolutions from there. Like, what can I do right now to help alleviate this anger inside of me? What does my body need? What does my emotions need right now? And just working through that emotion rather than trying to tell myself, like, it's not okay that I feel this way. So that was a huge step in my progression. I would actually say that my self-judgment towards my emotions has gotten a lot better. I no longer am as hard on myself for feeling certain ways and for expressing myself. I feel like I want to be cautious with how I do things, but also I'm doing my best, and that's all I can recognize, is that if I say something, if I do something, I know that it was me doing my best at that time, and just really not being so hard on myself, not carrying around the weight of judgment towards myself and my emotions. So my viewpoint on my emotions and my judgment towards myself has gotten so much better. I think that's where I've improved the most, is the self-judge inside my head. The area that I'm still struggling with is my physical image. So there's self-love in the sense of how you speak to yourself, how you're acknowledging your emotions, and like the internal self-love. And then there's self-love as far as like the outside. Do you really love all of yourself? I think I love like the inner me. I think I'm still trying to accept the outer me. I think I still have a lot of problems accepting my body for the way it is. I recognize, you know, the things that I can do to change it and to make it more healthy, make it more ideal for me. However, I want to love my body the way it is right now before I make any drastic changes. I want to love my body throughout the changes that it's taking. So I have a really hard time accepting my body for how it is, accepting my body and the clothes that I'm putting on it, and just being comfortable in my own skin. That's where I struggle the most, and it's something that I've struggled with the majority of my life. Ever since I hit puberty, I have viewed my body differently. And you know, I have a big chest, I have a big butt, I have big thighs. So I think just like remembering that it's okay to have a big chest, it's okay to have a big booty, it's okay to have big thighs, it's okay to have a tummy. You know, a body is a body. I definitely still look in the mirror and I struggle to not think negative thoughts about my body. There are some days where I think, damn girl, you are looking so fly today. And then there's days where I'm like,
oh my god, you look like a fucking whale.
I'd like to think that most people have those thoughts in their heads and that they're not abnormal. but I have been noticing them a lot more when the negative thoughts happen, and just trying to counteract them with positive thoughts and positive thinking, and to not just hold on to the negative side of things. A couple of things that I've been doing to view my body in a different sense is, one, recognizing all that my body does for me and how it carries me through my life. Two, knowing that my body is not me, it does not define who I am, and if people want to judge me, that's on them, but they need to actually get to know me to know who I am as a person. And then thirdly, something that I've been doing is buying new clothes. I guess not new clothes because I don't really buy new clothes that often, but I have been going to like Goodwill and other thrift stores and really trying to find what I feel good in. I think the majority of my life I've spent going in dressing rooms and crying.
I can't fit into these pants, and this shirt doesn't look good on me, and I'm too fat for this dress.
And it's hard. It's really hard being so short and also, you know, bigger chested with a bigger booty and a tummy. It's hard to find clothes that fit. So what I've done is go to thrift stores and find outfits that make me feel good, and I buy them. If it makes me feel good, I'll buy it, and I feel so good in it and so confident, and it's almost like that piece was meant for me. Now, when you go to department stores and places that are not thrift stores that have multiples of the same item, you end up feeling like that piece was not meant for you, that it was meant for someone else, it was meant for someone skinnier, someone prettier. You don't really feel like it's unique, but going to the thrift store and finding an outfit that looks so good on you, like it almost feels like that was meant to be yours. Like this sweatshirt, for example, I found at a thrift store for like $5, and I feel so good in it. I feel so comfy, I feel so confident. I feel like I just look good in this color, and it was just something that I felt like I was meant to have, and it was meant to be mine. It looks good on me. So it's so weird to say that like thrift shopping has helped me look at my body differently, but it really has. I have found some pieces that if I saw them at like a store where they had multiples of those items, I might not feel so special in them. But finding them at a thrift store, finding the one and only item at a thrift store that looks so good on me, it like means so much more to me. It's like, yes, like this is what my body looks good in. Like I feel so good in this. Those are just ways that I've kind of been working on myself as far as like my body image, but I feel like a tremendous amount of growth. I feel like I have been less hard on myself emotionally, which is awesome, and now I'm kind of just working on the physical aspect of it, and I have seen improvement. It's been the slowest progress I think I've made on something, but nobody said that self-love was going to be easy, especially if you're not taught it at a young age. It can be a very slow process to kind of get the hang of, and I feel like it's gonna take me the next couple years to really be where I want to be, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it being a slow progress. I'm just grateful for the progress that I've made so far, and I'm so grateful that I see myself in such a different light than I did, you know, over a year ago. So yeah, it's such a beautiful thing. I think that everyone out there deserves to really love themselves and to really view themselves as the amazing person they are. We are all unique, we are all amazing, we are all here for a purpose, and it's just so beautiful, and I'm so glad that I am working towards that goal. Let me know if you struggle with self-love as well, if you struggle with body image. Let me know in the comments below what things have helped you. Are you seeing a therapist for it? Are you dealing with it on your own? I want to know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you did enjoy it, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos every Friday. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic weekend, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye!
Since the day I was born, I played soccer all my life, but deep inside I wanted more. Went from working in the warehouse to going on tour. I wasn't given a key, so I kicked down the door.